Who's to blame when you blink and you miss her? What the hell, you better watch.
Welcome to episode 4 of Watch Your Mouth, Sister. I'm your host, Megan.
I'm Anne Marie.
And Kathleen.
And today we're going to discuss Mareisms. We've talked a lot about our mother, Mary Ellen, who we lovingly call Big Mare. And a Mareism is a word or phrase that Big Mare will say at any given time. It could have absolutely no relevance to the conversation. It could have some relevance, or it could just be completely off the cuff. But they're always funny, they're always humorous, and they're 100% our mother.
Disclaimer, she knows about Mareisms. They have been around for at least 10 years. I used to have a blog, and I would write about her Mareisms. So she's well aware. She read them all. So this is sort of like a continuation of that. And anybody that knows Big Mare, these ring 100% true.
And we may have her on in the future, and she can give her take on the Mareisms. But I spoke with her about them yesterday, and she had a really good chuckle about some of the things I was mentioning to her.
Yeah, she's a good sport. She has a great sense of humor.
She really does. And
she knows we're doing the podcast. She knows that she's a big part of it. Her stories, our upbringing, and she's a great sport.
She is. Without further ado.
Yeah. Should we dive in?
This might be a couple episodes. We won't do them consecutively, but we might have another Mareism Monday or something that we could share our little stories with.
But everybody who knows our mom and loves her loves these catchphrases. I think we need a visual of mom first. If you had to describe mom physically, her style.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. You're referring to her
crack whore outfits.
Yes. And we dubbed her that about maybe 15, 20 years ago. She would start her off days, or when she got home from work, she would change and then spend days changing into similar clothes with the same theme. Would you like to describe that theme, Megan?
Sure. It usually consisted of pajama pants, a hoodie with a robe over it.
Hoodie up.
Hoodie up.
Yes.
Hoodie up. It could be 90 degrees out. It could be negative 20.
She was always cold. So she always had that hoodie on, hood up, robe around it. Robe was not tied, just like hanging.
And slippers of some sort. Shuffling slippers. You would hear
yes,
for walking around the house.
So that is what we dubbed back in the day mom's crack whore outfit.
Which she lovingly she did love for an ER visit that I had taken her to one point. I walked into her house and she's just laying in bed, crack whore outfit, and she is shivering, very cold, swears she has a fever, but not yet once took her temperature because she never did. But I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "Oh, I think I have a UTI, urinary tract infection." Well, all right, let's go to the hospital. So I take her to the hospital. On the way, she said she's hungry. So, of course, we stopped at McDonald's and got Shamrock Shakes along the way. We walk in, we sit. She gives her information. She forgets her insurance card because that's what she did. She just forgot it. And we're waiting in the ER. We got it pretty quick. So we're sitting there. They take her vitals, get whatever tests that need to be run. They took her temperature. She did not have one.
Yeah.
Most times when she says she has a temperature, I'll ask if she has taken it. She says no. So she just knows she has a temperature. In walks the most handsome young doctor ever. So good looking. And he is like, "What's going on, Mary Ellen? What's going on?" And she explains she's having problems. So then comes the part where he has to palpitate and feel her to see what's going on her abdomen. And he's like, "Does it hurt here?" She's, no. And he's, "How about here under her belly button?" She's like, "No, a little lower." And he's here. She's like, "No, lower."
Oh, God.
And she's, "Oh, yes, it's right there, right there." It was something out of a porn movie.
Harry Met Sally.
She was not quite. She's like, "Oh, yes, that's it."
How mortifying.
dying as she has her hoodie up, robe on, and this handsome young doctor is pushing on her abdomen and lower groin area. And she's like, oh, yes.
Oh my God.
So I think that was pretty excitable for her. And then he left. She's like, isn't he handsome? I'm like, apparently you do think he is.
Right. Lovely.
So that was one of the experiences in the crack whore outfit. She was not shy about that outfit at all.
No, she would wear it anywhere if she could.
Still does.
Speaking of UTIs, back in the day, if we got a UTI when we were little, my mom's number one remedy for that was to have us go take a nice hot bath. So,
Sometimes with bubbles.
yeah, we would sit in the bathtub with our UTI just in the water. One thing you really should not do when you have a UTI is sit in standing water.
Right. And that brings us to a huge Marism. Her remedy was to sit on the pot. Go sit on the toilet.
Yeah. Mom, I have a really bad headache. Go sit on the toilet.
You'll feel much better. Go sit on the toilet.
Yeah. Anything. My sinuses, Mom, I have a bad cold. Oh, if you just go sit on the toilet, you'll be just fine. Go sit there.
And she got that from her mother. That was her mother's go-to. But then she got real into the Vicks Vapo Rub for a while there.
Oh, Vicks. Yeah.
For everything.
Put it on your chest.
Yeah, the
you'll be
stomach
fine.
flu, you got the Vicks Vapo Rub.
And the calamine lotion.
Calamine lotion was a big one.
Yeah.
A really big one.
Oh, mosquito.
Didn't help. I got the chicken pox really, really bad when I was about 5. They were so bad, Grandma had to come stay and help because we had them at the same time. I mean, they were in our mouth everywhere. And I just remember Mom and Grandma dabbing us with the calamine lotion, and it did not help. I itched so bad, I remember. I still have scars from those, but just dabbing it on with cotton balls, the calamine lotion, I had little pink dots all over me, and yeah, it didn't work too well.
The chicken pox were the worst.
They
It
were.
was so bad.
I never had them.
That is true. You never did. I had them. And then
Now we're shingles age, ladies.
Yep. The shots. It's your shingle shots.
It's a really rough one.
The jab for your shingles, ladies.
Oh my God.
What else? What did Mom always used to say to scare us off from doing something dangerous or eating too fast or not chewing our food? I once knew a kid.
I once knew a kid who choked to death on.
Whatever it was
A
we had in
gumball.
our mouth.
Yeah.
We were never allowed gumballs because
No.
she knew someone who choked to death,
She also knew a kid who choked on a hot dog, supposedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Everything was, you better be careful.
And if you choked, what'd you do?
Put your hands up.
Put your arms up.
above your head.
Put your arms up.
Yeah. And then she'd give you a couple swift whacks on the back.
Do you remember, maybe you were too little, when in the middle of the night, because again, Mare is the night owl, she was eating one of those Hostess snowball cupcakes.
Oh, she
and
loved
started-
Hostess snowballs.
We were raised on Hostess. This is not a sponsored gig.
No.
It really should be.
But we
Hostess
will
and Little
accept.
Debbie's.
Hostess raised us.
We did. They were.
We are the women we are today because of Hostess cupcakes, Twinkies,
And Little Deb.
A Little Debbie.
Shout out to Little Deb.
I think Little Deb came a little bit later.
Yeah, let's
I
give
think
her
it
a
was
shout out as
originally-
well.
And we call them grannies. We call the cupcakes grannies because that's what our kids called them.
Yes, my mom always had the Hostess cupcakes at her house, and
Those snowballs were gross, though. They
were
had coconut on the outside,
Well,
and Mom loved
marshmallows.
those.
And she choked on one in the middle of the night.
I remember.
yeah, it
I
was
remember.
horrifying.
It was really scary.
It was loud.
She was like, and I was older, and so I went running down, and Megan and Colleen were at the top of the stairs, freaking out with their hands covering their ears. So then Kathleen came down, and she's like, "What should we do?" And I'm just like, "Mom, just swallow it. Just
It was
swallow
probably
it."
expanding in her esophagus because it was like a sponge.
She was just, I was watching her. She wasn't turning blue or anything. So I knew she could breathe, but she was bent
standing up.
over the kitchen sink, and she was wrist deep down her throat with her fingers.
Knuckles deep.
You could only see her wrist, like her hand was down in her esophagus.
Can you imagine if that was her demise? Here lies Mare.
A snowball took her to her grave.
Oh my God. Can you imagine dying and then having to write up in the paper that you succumbed to a hostess snowball?
I don't think anybody would put that in an obituary
Except
for
us.
us. Except for us.
We would. We totally would. And she would expect no less.
She would, yes.
She would expect, she is so used to our shenanigans and our joking.
She raised us.
She did.
We have her sense of humor. And whenever, I don't know if you guys remember this, even to this day, like she would sometimes miss a step and fall or bump into something. And if it really hurt, she would lay out the F word, but then she'd yell, "You dumb bitch." And she was talking to herself. And so that's how we knew she hurt herself, because you would just hear her scream.
She'd cuss at herself.
She'd be like, "Dumb bitch." And we'd come running. "What happened?" "Oh, I fell down the stairs."
And then we would laugh hysterically and mock her, and we'd be like, "You dumb bitch."
It's not funny. And we're like,
But she's calling herself a
what
dumb
else
bitch.
are we supposed to do? Here we're standing over her, just laughing hysterically. I mean,
my
she wasn't
gosh.
really hurt.
No. It's like when you hit your funny bone, something that
Yeah.
hurts really, really bad, and she would hit herself. And Mom's clumsy, and I've inherited that from her. I trip going up the stairs.
I do all the
My
time.
Russell always says to me, "God, my legs are covered in bruises. How'd that happen?" I'm like, "I don't know. I bumped into something."
Yeah,
But-
she is very, very clumsy.
Mhm.
And she drops things. She always dropped things all the time.
Yeah.
And she would just cuss at herself.
Yeah.
She'd call herself names.
Except for when she really got hurt. She broke her leg one time, and I was like standing right behind her, and she
Let's
slipped.
start over with that one, because that's a great story. We were in Florida. We all four of us and our families rented a house a block from the beach. It was our last day. It had an elevator for her and her purpose only.
It was
We
an
had-
amazing house.
It was an amazing house. We rented it a couple times. We got it because of the elevator. We didn't want her to have to do the stairs.
Okay. It was the last day, and everybody, I think, was like downstairs packing or sitting outside by the pool. And she and I and Dave is my husband. And she said, "I think I want to go for a swim this last day." She's, "Why don't you come with me?" And I said, "Okay." And she's like, "I'm just going to take the stairs." And she had her bathing suit on with a robe over it and her
Slippers.
Her slippers. Yeah. Her scuffy slippers,
They were real thin, like
and a cup of coffee in her hand. And she's in front of me.
wood stairs. They didn't
And
have.
they were wooden stairs. It was a
But-
very nice staircase. And we get almost to the bottom, and she slips and like skips a step, but she like fell back towards me to where like she landed on her backside, but she was on me. And she just turned around and looked at me, and she said, "I just broke my leg." And I'm like, "You did not. You're fine."
So
And
that's
Abby was there, your daughter, and she turned the corner, and the coffee was spilled everywhere, and she saw Mom's foot was turned the opposite way.
and she came running because I thought, I'm just going to take one little 10-minute nap before I start packing. And she's like, Mom, Granny broke her leg. She broke her foot. She did something. She was crying. She was more, you know how Granny is. She's very, very, she probably didn't. She
Go
probably
sit
just
on the pot.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, go sit on the pot. So I go and I turn the corner. I look, I'm like, okay, yeah, nope, yeah, she did. So I'm calling 911 because I can't deal with any of that. You three can.
Yeah.
because
Well,
you're
Megan
all
was taking a
nurses.
nap at the time. And so I was stuck on the stairs because Mom was on top of me. So Colleen came around, and she took Mom's foot out from underneath her and straightened it and kind of braced it until Megan came down.
It wasn't pretty.
Right. it
So
was
yeah,
not.
Mare decided
That was
to.
the last day of vacation. Can we just say last day?
It was the
We're all
last day.
flying out or driving home the next
Guess who
morning.
had to stay so she could have surgery?
That would be Anne and Kathleen.
Yes, with nowhere to stay.
We could not find any place to stay. She's in the hospital. They're going to do surgery the next day. We finally got a condo. It was horrible. It had no air conditioning. So then we ended up,
Well, the doctor told us we could sleep at the hospital with her, but you complained. We ended up changing rooms that that first night. And then we got the Marriott for the second night, thinking that Mom was going to be in the hospital for a couple of days.
Biggest wish, as you probably can tell, Mare has a little bit of dramatics about her. So we thought, okay, we'll pick her up from the hospital and we'll go straight to the airport.
Yeah.
But around 2 p.m., we decided, let's do a little shopping and get something to eat. And I get a call. Amory's in the store.
Let's preface this. You guys were having margaritas, weren't you?
We had our margarita. Okay. We're shopping now.
We shared it. And she's shopping in the Nike store. And we both are. The doctor calls. Kathleen, this is Dr. So-and-so. So I go outside.
Dr. Fox, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was Dr.
So
Fox.
anyway, so I go outside because I couldn't hear. And he's like, we're releasing your mom. I'm like, what? And he said, we're releasing your mom. I said, oh, no, we're just going to pick her up on the way to the airport tomorrow. No, Medicare won't let her stay. She has to leave. Otherwise, she's going to have to pay out of pocket. And as he's talking, I'm pounding on the window and they're releasing her. They're releasing her. And Anne's like, what? And they're releasing her. We wanted to die because we didn't know what we were going to do with her because she was on
She was on medicine, and she only had one PT session. Her surgery was the day before. Right. So we thought we had another day. And so we had to get the wheelchair from the hospital, put her in the car. Thankfully, the Marriott had a wheelchair we could take her up to the room in. Got her in the room. We had to return the wheelchair. So we pushed her around on the desk chair to get her to the bathroom and everything. It was a nightmare. And we had a flight that had to stop in Nashville.
We may have given her
And we may have given her some pain medicine because she's one that has to get up and use the bathroom all the time. And so we gave her some pain medicine and she slept through, luckily, the whole entire flight. But
she doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember it. It was very dramatic and no Marism associated with that.
Except her dramatics.
Yeah, except the dramatics. Yeah, but she didn't call herself a dumb bitch when she fell.
No, she was in shock.
She didn't cry. She didn't yell. She just was sweating. And it took 911 45 minutes to get there.
But anyways, back to the Marisms.
Who's she?
Oh, yeah.
Who's she? Remember that one?
Who's her?
That one? So, like, if we were talking about our mom to one of us, not to, particularly to my mom, but say I said to Kathleen, hey, she wants us to do laundry today. We'd get a, who's she?
Instead of mom. Instead of saying mom wants us.
Mom wants to do laundry, I would say she. Or tell her that we're leaving at 4. Who's her? Who's her?
Yeah.
Like, it was the strangest hill to climb on. The strangest thing to take issue with for me. Of course, me being the smarty pants, it's a pronoun, Mom. It's a pronoun. We're referring to you. I don't like it.
She wanted to be addressed by Mom, but now she's
like it.
Karma. She doesn't even get called Mom much
anymore.
It's Big Mare.
Big Mare. Yeah.
Oh, the time. Also, this isn't a Marism, so to speak, but it should be. But we were shopping at Osco at midnight. I think she needed cigarettes or candy or something, but she asked me to go with her, so I did. So we're walking around. We're both tired. And we were looking, it was Christmas time, so we were looking at like little gifts, like the perfume or little bath body
gift
stuff.
Sets.
So we're looking, and she tried a scent, and she said, "Oh, Anne Marie, smell this." And she said, it's called Longines. And I looked at it, and I'm like, "What? It's Longines." I'm like, "How do you know?" Look at it. I said, "It's longing. Longing. It's longing." The whole store heard me cackling. I had to sit on the floor. I was laughing so hard. And she was like,
fragile.
That's what that reminded me of.
Hey, was that the time she got in the back seat of Grandpa's car?
That was a different time.
That she was driving?
Yeah, we drove to, we had my grandpa's car, and we drove to the credit union or something. She had to go in and make a deposit. And I was sitting in the parking lot on the passenger seat because she drove. She got out, went in, did her thing, came out, got in the back seat and just sat there.
She just waited for something.
And I just turned around and looked at her and I'm like, hello? Well, what are you doing? And she's like, oh my God.
You know, there was a repeat recently in the last 3 years of that. They went out to dinner, her and two of her besties, and she sat in the back seat of a car.
And it wasn't the car.
And her best friend got in the front seat. They're waiting for our aunt to come out of the restroom or whatever. She said, go wait in the car. And they're sitting in the wrong car. Mom's sitting in the back seat and her other friend's sitting in the front seat. They're just sitting there waiting. And then her one friend's like, this isn't our car. And she's like, sure it is. And it was because her friend's drink wasn't
in the seat.
The seat.
So imagine our other aunt coming out late because she was settling the bill or whatever to see them scurrying out of a car that wasn't hers.
That's hilarious.
That is a Mareism.
I would always get I didn't raise my daughter.
Oh, that's right. I didn't raise you to be like that.
Mm-hmm. And she'd always say, Megan Elizabeth, I didn't raise my daughter to.
How about when we would gossip about people or just talk about somebody in general? I didn't raise you to be like that and talk about other people. Meanwhile, she was on the phone probably 8 hours a day.
Oh, with the aunties?
Cigarette in hand, holding the phone with one, the cigarette in the other, bouncing her leg, coffee, and talking about who's, what's, when's, and where's.
Yep. And what was the word that came out of her mouth?
Typical.
Typical was one of her favorite catchphrases.
Oh, that's typical.
That's typical of her.
So that was a frequent phrase. God's going to punish you. And invariably, we would hurt ourselves doing whatever it is we weren't supposed to be doing. And then we would get the see
what happens? See what happens when you don't listen to your mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be sorry when I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be sorry, sister.
Mare has been dying since she was probably in her 30s and we were little. She always uses every year when Christmas season comes around, I might not be around. I might not be here. I won't be here for this Christmas. You never know.
She said that about my son's wedding too. It's next June. And she's like, I hope I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, this woman has lived her life. She has lived smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, vaping, drinking coffee, drinking her pops, and eating whatever the heck she wanted.
Dexatrim in the 80s. Diet pills.
And she was diagnosed with cancer.
Stage 4
cancer.
Lung cancer.
2 years ago. And the doctor was, get your bucket list. Mm-hmm. And so we started to get the bucket list. And she started immunotherapy. And 6 months ago, the doctor's, you're in remission. You're fine.
6 months later.
She's been in remission for a year. And here she is, kicking cancer's ass through no efforts of her own. Eating her Hostess, drinking her pop.
And we've graduated to nicotine mints. When you're in immunotherapy, sitting there with her, surrounded by all the cancer patients, here's mom in remission, just keeping up her treatments and popping high-dose nicotine mints.
Yeah, like crunch, 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 crunch.
Constantly.
All the time.
And her favorite food now is chocolate. That's her food group.
I identify with that.
Yeah, I do too, but she doesn't eat anything else. I mean, Kathleen makes sure that she eats, a good meal a day, but if it were up to mom,
she wouldn't eat.
She would drink pop and eat any kind of chocolate. And she's on steroids, so it's not doing her any good.
Well, even this morning she got up. It was 10 o'clock. She came up. She's like, I'm not hungry. I said, well, Mom, you do have to eat something. She's like, how about I just eat some watermelon? I said, no, you probably should eat something a little more of substance because you have all your pills you have to take.
Protein.
She's fine. So she does like her little breakfast sandwiches. So she did just fine eating that.
She went through a honey bun phase for quite a few years there.
She did.
Honey buns.
They were specific honey buns. They had to have the icing on them, and they were the Walmart brand.
Yeah. Well, she was driving up until she was diagnosed with cancer, and then she got really, really weak. She was getting sick. She would go get her own honey buns. And then since she was diagnosed with cancer, we haven't really giving her the car keys back because she
I-
has difficulty breathing if she walks really far.
Right. And I think she's pretty okay with being carted around everywhere.
Yeah.
She
But the
doesn't mind
breathing
it.
is not from cancer. It's
No.
not from lung cancer. Her shortness of breath is because she has COPD
And
from
emphysema.
the smoking. But she's doing well with it.
She is.
Trucking along, we went on a bucket list trip to Ireland last year with her.
She had a blast.
She
She
did.
did.
Now
It was great.
She did her second bucket list thing a few weeks ago for her birthday. She wanted to go to the casino.
She loves the casino.
That could be a whole episode. We'll talk about that some other day.
Yeah.
How many bucket list items do you get?
Right.
She was laughing.
It's
She's,
like-
I don't know.
Mom would be all of her bucket list things. Ireland was the big one, and then the casino would probably be
The rest.
the rest. Everyone would be a different day at the casino.
She would
Right.
like to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
She did say she wanted to go to Las Vegas. I personally have no desire to go to Las Vegas.
I want to go see the New Kids on the Block residency.
Let's.
Donnie's waiting for us. Donnie from Dorchester.
Yes.
Well,
That would not include Big Mare, though.
no.
She
No,
really
no,
doesn't
no,
even
no.
remember.
But
like,
we
who
could
did
drop
it.
her off at the
We
slots and then just come pick her up the next morning, and she wouldn't even know.
We could give her a 6 casino, like 6 slot machine radius, and she would still be sitting there.
We could, and we'll set her up with her pill box, set her up on the timer on her phone so she knows when to take her pills.
But I have a theory because when we took her for her birthday to the casino and she had a blast. And we decided to get her a little walker so that she could sit down if she needed to. And she really didn't have much of a problem taking that on. But the minute we step into that casino, she's all over the place. Not one breathing issue.
I've got the golden ticket.
I call her Grandpa Joe. And she laughs at it. I'm like, come on, Grandpa Joe, let's get up and go eat some dinner. And she's, okay. And last night I did say to her, I said, you're such Grandpa Joe, Mom. And she's, I know. I said, and you know what your golden ticket is? And she said, what? And I said, the casino. She's, you're right about that.
It is. It is. Bedridden, Grandpa Joe, bedridden for anything, but she gets that golden ticket to the casino, man. She is doing well, no breathing problems, pep in her step. She's ready to go.
Yeah, she can do it. But they say
Crocs in sport mode.
but they say they pump oxygen into casinos, so maybe that could
I
do
wouldn't
it. Doubt it.
discount that. Yeah.
Maybe she
I
needs a
don't
little
know.
oxygen. I don't know. Maybe she would
The
have a
lights
little-
and the sounds. It gets them.
It does. She always has her favorite slot machines. Like the double diamonds was always her favorite. I remember her wanting us to go with. And she was playing it, and you hit the little button, and she kept hitting that button before it even stopped. So yeah, she had a blast. I'm so glad we were able to do that for her. She still talks about it every single day.
I called the other day and she didn't say hello when she picked up the phone. She said, take me to the casino. And then she started laughing. She's jonesing.
Definitely.
She sure is.
We'll drop her off with a box of honey buns, her pill box, and
Her
she'll be
nicotine
set.
mints.
And her nicotine mints.
Yes.
She's something else.
Can I
But
mention how she points her finger a lot when
Oh.
we're out to eat? Or I don't know why it bothers me, but it's unique to her.
But you know what? Growing up, she always said, don't point your finger.
The waitress will come by and she'll point her finger at something she wants or something you might want. That finger is always going, and I don't know why it drives me insane. But put your finger away.
Remember when she cut her finger and it almost fell off?
She was peeling potatoes and she peeled the top layer of her skin off.
Do you remember my daughter? I think she was 6.
Yeah.
She drew a picture. I hope my grandma's finger gets better and doesn't fall off.
I forgot about
And
that.
it was a picture of a lady with her finger sticking up in the hospital in the background.
Gosh, that was a nasty
It wouldn't
injury.
heal forever. And she would walk around with a paper towel around it with her hand above her head, like somehow that was going to heal it. So you just see this nasty ass paper,
She would say, put it above the heart and you'll be fine.
this nasty ass paper towel hanging off of her finger. When Kathleen was in the hospital for a procedure and Mom was with us, and Kathleen's husband, and Mom's talking and she's wagging that finger around, and Megan and I are just like, what? So we went to the hospital gift shop and bought a bunch of Band-Aids and wrapped it up.
You guys sent, and then
we sent her home.
We sent her home.
Because she was sleeping the
She
entire
kept
time.
sleeping
Because
in the
obviously
waiting room.
It was her nighttime. She couldn't stay
So
awake.
it was, I don't know, 10 a.m. Kathleen's in surgery. Dan's, really worried. Megan and I are there, and my mom is propped up against the wall with her mouth hanging open, sleeping, and
with her finger.
up on the armrest, and she moans in her sleep. So she was like, So Megan,
I have no
does
chill.
she does not hold back. Megan was like, disgusting.
She didn't say disgusting.
Or your fingers.
You're
Disgusting.
embarrassing us. Just go home. Just go home if you're so tired.
But in all fairness, we know that Mom does not do well at hospitals.
She doesn't. She's not helpful.
For having daughters who are nurses,
3 nurses.
she does not do well at hospitals. We knew when we had our babies, she would do best at home because she would pace. She doesn't understand medical stuff. And then she'd get really worried. She walked in on me getting an episiotomy with my oldest and just about passed out.
And she's so awkward in situations like that, because when I was in labor with my first, I was having a contraction. Everybody left her with me. You guys all went down to go to get something to eat.
Every man for himself.
So Dan was gone. Anne-Marie was gone. Megan, I'm not sure. I think you guys all just figured, we're at a standstill. So she was there, and I was having a contraction. She's, ooh, does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. I was in the bathroom at the time. I said, yes, it hurts. That's how she is. You just ask awkward questions
at inopportune times. That happened to me as well. I had surgery when I was pregnant with my youngest son. I had a tumor, and I was 4 months along, and they had to do the surgery, and they said it was, a 50-50 chance that the baby would survive. So I came out of surgery, and one of my friends was the nurse who admitted me back to the room. She's like, how are you? I'm in a lot of pain and I'm really nervous. And my mom says, are you losing the baby? And my friend just grabbed her by the arm. I think we're going to take you to the waiting room. Of course I went on to have a healthy baby. Did not help.
The moral of all these stories is that she really just says what's on her. She doesn't have much of a filter, even if it's an awkward something or other. She's just she says what she's thinking and doesn't think much about it. And then she'll follow it up with, well, I didn't mean it that way.
Well, after you say, Mom.
And again, we love our mother. She does know we talk about her, and we all chuckle with her on this. So,
and in all fairness, we have stories like this about each and every one of us that we'll share and poke fun at.
Yeah, and she will bring up those stories as well. So she's one of us.
Yes. And we'll have her on, and she'll probably spill the beans on every one of us and something awkward or strange that we have done in our lifetime. Actually, about 2 months ago, she even brought up the jumping out the window thing because my friend was in town visiting. Oh, remember that time you guys were jumping out the window? And how long did it take you to realize we were doing that? She's like, yeah, I was reading a book. It was just, it was funny. So
is a really good sport. She always inputs on our stories too to make it even funnier. So we love her to death. We wouldn't change a thing about about growing up with her and her being our mother, because she really is
the absent-minded professor.
To say the least.
She's leader of the pack.
Absolutely.
To say the least.
They call us the wolf pack. And she would be the leader.
She would be the leader. We are happy you could join us for episode 4. And we do have an episode 5 in the works.
There'll be more of that to come. Thank you all for listening to episode 4 of Watch Your Mouth, Sister. As always, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Follow, like, and share. And we look forward to you joining us next time.